tons of fun. Also pulling back up to the gang, says, as always, I hope I'm wrong about Mason. Hopefully he could pull a Sam Darnold after seeing ghosts with them hits to the head his first season. Yeah, I'll say this, man. Fans are more surprised when players develop than players develop. Fans look at a player after one game and they say he sucks, he can never be good again. Write him off, throw him in the trash. Y'all be like, yo, we're fire that dude, but we should never see him again. And then y'all get like shocked when a guy actually gets better. But when you see the other side of it, it's like, man, these dudes work on their craft. Just think about like they're working on it. They're supposed to be focusing on this thing. So when that opportunity does come back around, typically it does look a little bit better because they've learned something, or at least they should have. And most of the time, if you don't learn something, you get maybe 2 chances. And after that, you're about this league. But for a dude like Mason, he's shown that, yeah. You think about the first time you saw Mason his first year here. Then when you saw him again in that same first year, that Jets game, the same game he got hurt in, looked a lot better in that Jets game, even though it was for 2-3 series where he got hurt, looked way better. Then next thing you saw him was that Detroit Lions game, right? Looked way better. Then we saw him again win. Them last, four games of the season, taking us to the postseason. It's like, yo. So he's learning along the way. Then he got an upgrade, right? Got a chance to go out there and be QB1 or compete for QB1 in Tennessee. Didn't work out. Cool. Now let's see what else you've learned from that situation. But what I will say is, man, dudes like Mason don't last in this league unless they are constantly improving their game, because you don't just look at them and say, oh, you got all the God-given talent, man. You got it perfect, man. We ain't worried about you, man. Just come out here and just look the part. Nah. Them dudes got to do all the little stuff right. They got to make sure their reads, anticipations right? We don't look at Mason and say, oh, he has the best arm in all the NFL. We don't look at him and say he has the best legs. He can run. Oh, that. Nah. But the reason why he's been around for as long, the reason why he keeps getting these opportunities is because he's working on his craft. And that's improvement. That's development. But the thing is, how much time is it going to take for him to reach his peak? Or how long does it take for him to get to where we see Aaron Rodgers be at, right? Whether you're talking his peak, the middle tier, or even just last year from Aaron Rodgers, right? Because these are all levels that we've never seen Mason get to just yet. So that's the question. Can he close that gap? We'll see, though. We'll see. But trust me, man, I get the skepticism, when we were talking about some of these players that haven't put their best foot forward when we first saw that first, impression. But at the same time, just look at how he's continued to develop. Look at where we are now compared to where he first started at. And then in contrast, man, and not to take a shot, but just think Duck Hodges, right? When Duck first started out, how hot he was, how many people were on Duck Mania, quack, 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 right? That was supposed to be the proverbial nail in the coffin coup de grace for Mason Rudolph. But Mason is still playing and still being productive. It's different, man. A lot of people could do it for a little sample size, man. But when you're talking about having to repeat it and do it over and over year after year, it gets challenging. But Mason has shown a certain level of competency at this level. And that's why, for me, as my third option, I'm like, yo, with a draft pick, let him compete. I think Mason beats out a lot of these kids. But that's just based off what I see and from my personal experiences out there with these type of dudes, man. It's like, yeah, that looks like that's going to be able to continue to play well. Now, does it reach the heights of Russ, Rodgers, some of these other big name dudes? I don't know. And I don't feel the best saying it will. But I do feel like it will continue to improve. And that is something that you hang your hat on while you're at this level trying to find the true answer at quarterback. All right.